All right. We are here at HasCon, Hasbro's very first convention here at the Providence Convention Center. Yes, HasCon 2017. We can say we're at the first one. It's wicked awesome. All sorts of things from Hasbro. We have Transformers, and we have Star Wars, and we have My Little Pony, and Disney, and Guardians of the Galaxy, and all sorts of really cool stuff. Okay, dudes, what do you most... Oh, by the way, I'm Mark Morriso. This is...
Calvin Watts III.
Jay Kingston.
James Hinsey. All right, the gang is all together. What are you looking forward to seeing at HasCon 2017?
Maybe meeting James Gunn from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Jay.
I want to see some of my old nostalgic Hasbro toys like G.I. Joe and some of the Star Wars things that they've got.
All right, I want to talk to the folks at IDW Comics because they put out a series of comics based on a Hasbro license. It would be nice to talk to them. Calvin.
Honestly, a little bit of everything. The fact that Hasbro is a Rhode Island company, so it's local, and they're having their first ever convention here locally is really cool. Obviously, Transformers is really cool. There's a big Star Wars presence here. Candace Payne, the Star Wars Chewbacca mom from internet fame, is here. I wouldn't mind talking to her. That'd be pretty cool. But overall, I'm just here for the experience and here to have a good time.
Yeah, this should be a lot of fun. And what's nice about this convention is it's very airy and open, and there's a lot of kids running around all over the place with their families. It's going to be wicked awesome cool. So, almost a walk-on. All right, lots of things to see, so let's go check it out. Here at HasCon 2017, we are with Ken. Hi, Ken.
Hello.
All right, tell us, you brought this speeder and some other vehicles for the Hasbro convention. Tell us about this project.
We are from Fort Worth, Texas. We have 4 Sci-Fi vehicles. We have the X-34 Luke Skywalker's land speeder from Star Wars Episode 4. From Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, we have a full-size T-47 snow speeder. All aluminum, weighs in about 1,000 pounds. Canopy goes up and down. People climb in and out, wear the helmets. They get to be Dak and their tail gunner. In addition to that, we also have Rey's speeder bike from Force Awakens. It's not here this weekend. And then if you go far back into your Sci-Fi collection, Buck Rogers in the 25th century, we have Aaron Gray and Gil Gerard's Starfighter. So those are our 4 current ships. And then future work, probably the next thing we will be working on is a 48-foot long Y-Wing.
Oh, nice. Now, what got you started in this hobby to begin with?
Well, I was 9 years old whenever the first Star Destroyer went overhead and took out the reactors of the Tantive 4. So ever since then, I've been suffering from Star Wars.
See, now I'm depressed because you were 9 years old. I was a senior in high school when Star Wars first came out.
Yes, I was a little more impressionable than you.
But we were both impressionable. And I noticed on the speeder, you even got it down to the bump on the front of the speeder.
Yes, everything is exactly accurate to the surviving land speeder.
Okay. Did you have to go to Lucasfilm to get measurements, or how did you get it done?
A little bit of a secret. When the surviving land speeder went around tour about 8-9 years ago on the Science of Star Wars exhibit, it was at the local Fort Worth Museum, and after hours the very kind manager allowed us to get very close to it and take exacting measurements off of it, so it is down to the millimeter of the filming prop.
Now, if you could pick one of your vehicles that you've made to actually run in real life, which one would you like to ride?
Well, this one actually does run. It's got a 10 horsepower electric system. It will do 35 miles an hour.
Awesome.
The rear wheels are steerable, so we can crab it as it's going down a parade route, make it look like it's floating. And if we turn the steering wheel over, it will turn on a dime and spin in its own circle.
Awesome, good. Now, do you have a website or anything, or a company, or you're just doing this for fun? Or?
You can find us on the website, Real Movie Toys, REAL, movietoys.com, and on Twitter and Instagram at Real Movie Toys.
All right, Ken, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Let's see what else is going on at HasCon.
So there are many, many cool things to do here at HasCon. And one of the things that people might not know about that Hasbro does own Wizards of the Coast, which is known for Magic the Gathering. Now, I'm going to admit something here. And mind you, I have a fairly good excuse because I was driving cross country at the time, but I have never played Magic the Gathering, ever. But yes, I am a gamer, and I would be awful if I didn't know at least something about the game. Game has been around for 25 years. It is iconic, and it is still going strong today. It basically started the whole role-playing card game genre by itself, and it is awesome. And so we are here with Liz Lamfero. Did I get that correct? And she's going to talk about Wizard of the Coast's latest online video game offering, Magic the Gathering Arena. Liz, how are you today?
Doing well. Thank you so much for having us on, Calvin. So Magic the Gathering is turning 25 next year. So we've kicked off our 25th anniversary celebration this weekend at HasCon with our 25th anniversary birthday party. And this year is going to be really exciting for Magic fans, both old and new. So this is about celebrating Magic's past, present, and future. So we had Iconic Masters, exciting events this weekend. People got their hands on it for the first time, so that's celebrating some of our older cards. The present, Ixalan is coming up, so that's where you see dinosaurs and vampires and pirates and merfolk, oh my, all battling for supremacy on Ixalan. And then looking to the future, we have exciting things coming out with Magic the Gathering Arena. We're asking folks to sign up for the closed beta. This is your moment to tell us what you think, give us your feedback, help us build this game for Magic players old and new.
So what is it about Magic the Gathering that has such a really cool following even the 25 years after its inception?
So I think it's twofold. One, there's the gameplay side of it, where the strategy is super deep, the art is incredible, the story is great, and that keeps people sucked in because every game is going to be different. There's always something around the next turn of the card that's going to change the game or change the dynamic of it. So I think that keeps people there from the gameplay side of it. But what I feel like is that X factor that sets Magic apart from other companies or other games you might see is the community, that face-to-face interaction. I mean, I've heard of people proposing to their spouses with Magic cards, people who have been lifelong friends from their first playgroup in college. All of that connectivity that happens where it's just like this game has been this constant drumbeat for them throughout their lives, but they love the people, they love the game, and I think that's going to set us up for Magic's next 25 years.
All right, so talk a little bit about Arena. So it's basically a computer version of the iconic card game, is that correct?
Pretty close. So what we're trying to do here is make sure that we have an authentic Magic experience that's available in a digital setting. So we're starting out right now just on PC. We're building incrementally from there, but we're building it in front of our fans. So we want to make sure that we're getting that feedback from them so that as we make decisions to grow the game, expand the game, different platforms, different formats, we're doing it in front of them and getting their feedback so that it makes sense and it's the next best right decision that we're making for them.
That's really cool. So people can sign up online for this closed beta?
Yes. So if you go to playmtgarena.com, you can register for the closed beta, and so we'll be taking people in progressively, but for those of you here at HasCon, you'll be able to get priority access. So that means you'll be one of the first people to know when we open up the closed beta.
And I was lucky enough to be handed a couple of those open beta codes, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give one of those away to one of our lucky viewers. Isn't that great? I hope it is, anyway. So, is this your first time here in Rhode Island?
It's not my first time to Rhode Island. I am an East Coast transplant to the West Coast, so Seattle is where I reside now, but Rhode Island's been wonderful to us. We're really happy to be here with our Hasbro family. Hasbro Wizards of the Coast is a wholly owned subsidiary of Hasbro, but it's awesome to be able to see these cross-generational families coming in. I was telling my friends earlier here at Wizards, we had a 3-generation Magic playing family. So we had a grandson, a father, and a grandfather who have been playing Magic together, and I got to help teach the grandson how to play. So it's really cool to see this passing on across generations.
And it's stuff like that that keeps games like this living and continuing on, introducing stuff to a new generation of fans, which is kind of what Arena is all about, while keeping your longtime fans happy. Thank you very much for taking a few minutes to take time with us.
Thank you so much, Calvin. Happy to be here.
Well, let's see. We've got October, and if this isn't scary enough for you, we've got My Little Pony, the movie, coming out. It's scary stuff, kids. I don't know about you, but I'll have nightmares if I go to see it.
Hey, we'll know.
Now let's take a look at some of the footage from that.
Twilight Sparkle, and this is my home, Equestria. A land filled with magic, music, whoa, and most importantly, friendship. Life is perfect. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? I bet those are the clowns I ordered! You are definitely not the clowns I ordered.
Ryan, no! Put your hooves together for Commander Tuppence!
How about we start with your complete and total surrender?
We just got our cupcakes handed to us by the worst party crasher ever!
Oh, Fishman just got dropped!
Easy as pie.
Oh, I love pie.
Wow! We need help to save Equestria.
What is happening?
Get her now!
I love this very moment.
It's all on me. I'm the one Tempest wants. We're in this together.
Let's show these little ponies how it's done.
It's the magic of...
Yeah. Friendship and flowers and ponies and blues.
I mean, princess? No pressure. Luckily, I have amazing friends who are there for me no matter what. Pinky!
You have visual on buttercream? Visual confirmed. Go for cleanup.
Actually, that looks like a great fun movie.
It does. It looks good for kids, and a good family film. And as compared to the next movie, which is Stephen King's It. Now, this is a remake of the miniseries that was on in, what was it, the 80s?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. And Pennywise the clown comes back to haunt some adults who were children and discovered Pennywise when they were adventurous youngsters. Let's take a look at that footage.
There you go. She's all ready, Captain.
Thanks, Billy.
It's not like any time I've ever been in before. People die or disappear 6 times the national average. And that's just grown-ups. Kids are worse. Way worse.
We all float down here.
I saw something. There was this
Clown. Yeah, I saw him too.
Look, it's all connected by the sewers. That's where it lives. What happened?
If you'll come with me, you'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too.
All right.
That looks a little bit freaky.
Yeah, it's getting rave reviews, I think. So.
Yep, and it should still be in the theaters by the time this airs. Next, we've got, what did we say, Mother?
Mother
with Jennifer Lawrence. And it's a little bit creepy. We're going to show you some footage from it and let you decide for yourself. Roll it.
We spend all our time here. I want to make a paradise.
She redid all of it, every last detail. And she breathed life back into every room.
Are you happy?
I love you. Please, come in. Hello.
Hello. He's a stranger. We're just gonna let him sleep in our house. Hello.
Hello.
Did you know he had a wife? He has pictures of you in his luggage.
What were you doing in their luggage?
What do they want? God help you.
They've come here to see me.
Come quick! You're insane! You're insane!
All I'm trying to do is bring life into this house. Open the door to new people, new ideas. I'm so sorry.
Get out of my house! You give and you give and you give. It's just never enough.
Okay, and one more. We've got Insidious, which I have to admit I'm not up on. But James, you know anything about Insidious?
It's Insidious, that's all I know.
That's it?
Yeah.
It's an Insidious film, so go see it. Hey, it's October. Go see a bunch of scary movies and have some fun.
People who need help with matters that can't be explained, come to me. These hauntings can be terrifying things. I should know. I've faced many evils in my life. This was different, though. The haunted house. It's my family's house. If we can find out what it is, we can stop this curse. To end this evil, I need to go deeper into the further. I don't have memories from this place. I have scars. I am gonna find it, and I'm gonna finish it.
Please, there's someone right in front of you. I don't see anything. Be careful. You're going to touch it.
And now, over to James for his section, Anime Daisuke. Take it away, James.
Let's see. So Toonami has regained some of their time slots over the past year here because they got shortened last year. But they've added Cowboy Bebop this in September.
Yes.
Yes, and it's the HD version of Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, excellent.
Right, so if you haven't seen it in HD, check it out. November 5 and 6, November 5th and 6th is Gekijoban Poketo Monster Kimi no Kimite. It's the Pokemon movie, I Choose You. So a brand new Pokemon movie coming out. It's the origin of Ash and Pikachu, how they met.
Oh, nice.
Right. Next is Guardians of the Galaxy is going to have a manga in Japan. It's only being released in Japan in Japanese. Guardians of the Galaxy, Galaxy Rush. The gang is in a battle royale race in Vanaheim. Vanaheim was the home of Thor's friend Hogun, who they liberated or saved in a previous movie. So the story was a winner of the Marvel Special Prize Contest that they had in Japan. The person that won was Kohei Uchida, so it's his story that they're publishing. Coming up in October here, October 20th, A Silent Voice is a Japanese anime movie being released in the U.S. Go check it out. And then a little tidbit for Calvin. Hey, Calvin. Mazinga Z trailer. Check it out. Mazinga Z coming January 13th, 2018. It's the 45th anniversary of Mazinga Z. Mazinga Z. And the title is Gekijoban Mazinga Z. Gekijoban Mazinga Z, which is Mazinga Z Infinity for English.
高視力ネットワークに大規模クラッキング進行中。
攻防壁対応間に合いません。
久しぶりだな、人類よ。
見ろよ、カブトコースじゃねえか。大丈夫ですか。
内部に生命反応です。
新たな世界こそが我らにはふさわしい。
そんな今の人類に勝ち目なんて。
これがマジンガー最後の出撃になる。マジンゴー。
黒金の城をスーパーロボットマジンガー Z 飛ばせ鉄拳ロケットパンチ今だ出すんだブレストファイヤー
この世は存在に値しますか。
マジンガー Z
マジンガー Z インフィニティ、それは神にも悪魔にもなれる。
So that's it I got for Anime Daisuke. Let's continue on here at HasCon.
Oh, I got an announcement.
One more thing for Jay.
I got one announcement. If you like to read, go to Amazon.com and look up Jackdaw by Megan Velarde. You won't be disappointed. It's a brand new novel by Megan, and it's quite an adventure. And she's our little girl here at the station. So look it up. Jackdaw by Megan Velarde on Amazon.com.
Cool.
I'm here with Tyler Jacobson, and he's an artist for the Magic the Gathering series of card play games. And Tyler, tell us a little bit about your artwork.
Hi, my name's Tyler Jacobson. I do a lot of work for Magic the Gathering. I do a lot of work for D&D as well, and some other video games. I've been working in the industry since 2009. So I'm getting there, getting close to a decade of creating fantasy art. It's been great.
And what is the number one type of thing that you really love to draw as far as the genre goes itself?
I think my favorite thing to draw and paint are the characters for the brands. I've done a lot of the Planeswalker characters for Magic the Gathering. Those are probably my favorite, although I do like doing really fun creatures and dragons and monsters. That's a lot of fun as well.
Very cool, very cool. What first got you started doing this?
I've probably been drawing my whole life since I was a little kid, and I grew up on 80s movies that were, Jim Henson films, stuff like that, which really got me going. But I think I really wanted to sort of nail everything down in probably 2005, and I decided I was going to go to art school and study illustration. And that's kind of how I got into the industry. As soon as I got out of school, I started doing some small work for Dungeons and Dragons, and that eventually led me into magic work.
So how did you submit? Did you just start submitting samples of your artwork around, or did you have to audition, or what?
I was in a unique scenario where one of the art directors, John Schindehede for D&D, saw some of my work, or heard about some of my work through another art director named Irene Gallo. And it was at that point that he'd asked me to do some stuff. So I actually didn't have to submit. He ended up seeing my work on the internet and at an art show that I was at. So that's pretty much got me into the industry. And I didn't have to submit to him. I've submitted to other art directors over the years, but when I first got started, it was just sort of a lucky scenario, which is great. It's great to have that kind of chance encounter.
Right place at the right time?
Absolutely, yeah. It was the perfect location. Couldn't have asked for more.
That's great. Now, we're going to, if you don't mind, get a couple of shots of some of your work, just to show the viewers what you're all about. But do you have any advice for anybody who's trying to get into this business or trying to get into the illustration game?
The best advice I like to give is, if you're a young artist working on your portfolio, is to know who you're making your artwork for. So to try, if you want to do work for D&D, you want to make sure that you fill your portfolio with work that is appropriate for the brand. So to know your audience is the best way to get your work out there, and to know who you want to show it to.
Absolutely, good advice. Okay, you heard it here on Sci-Fi Journal, and now let's take a look at some of his artwork, and you be the judge. I think it's great.
So James here at HasCon, Sci-Fi Journal. We're here with Tess from Backflip Studios. This is a subsidiary or part of the Hasbro family. So tell me, Tess, tell me about Dragonvale World.
So Dragonvale is a free-to-play mobile game. It's available on the App Store for Android and iPhone. And I'm the concept artist for it. So I've designed probably 90% of the dragons for this game. And then the game is just this like completely 3D world that you can build habitats in. You collect dragons, you could breed the dragons, you could feed the dragons. There's a lot of interactive stuff you can do with them. It's primarily a collecting game, so And that's about it. Like,
sounds like a lot of fun. I've seen a lot of people play those kinds of games and stuff. My wife plays one. You know, she'd find dragons fun, I think.
Yeah.
So, what kind of process do you go through when you design a dragon?
well, it's like I said, I do a sketch and then I color it, and then it goes to the modelers, and the modelers usually, like, sometimes they'll need like turnarounds, sometimes they'll need like other views of the dragon, and then when the modelers take it, they kind of go through a process of sculpting it, and then we go through approval process, and then it goes to animators, and they'll build a rig, and then they'll animate it, and then I think the designers do something to kind of like implement it, but that stuff's a little past my knowledge. So that's pretty much the entire process. It's a pretty generally works like a video game.
How long have you been working on this game now?
I've been on it for about 2 years now, and it's been a blast. I love drawing dragons. It's like one of my favorite subjects. I grew up drawing dragons and practicing art, and I just kind of ended up here.
Wow, cool. So, like you said, it's available on the different app stores, and it's for free, right?
Yes, it's a free-to-play game. There are some like in-app purchases, but like you by no means have to pay for it. Like you can totally play it as a free player, and it's very casual. You can play it for 5 minutes at a time, or you can play it for hours at a time. It's just based on what your level of play is.
This is a fun game. I was like looking at it, Dragon Vale. It's like a whole landscape thing. You can, build things. You can like grow dragons, right? Breed dragons.
So you're in an actual world. Like you get an island, and you can clear off the island, and you can put habitats for your dragons on there, and then you can breed dragons to make more dragons. So say you have a fire dragon and a water dragon, you breed them together, and you get another dragon, kind of like a tropical dragon or something with those elements. And you can also decorate your parks. So we have a whole bunch of decorations and like really cool looking stuff that you can match it to your habitats and your dragons, and every single person can have their own very unique park. Cool. And we have a lot more plans for the future to add more like custom stuff for your park and more dragons, and we do events every once in a while. So we're very active with it.
It's like, we have board games, we have, other kinds of games here. We got all the action figures. We have phone app game or mobile app games, right, too. So. All right, great. Thank you very much.
Cool. Thank you. Nice talking to you guys.
All right, let's see what else is happening at HasCon.
I am with Mr. Khalil Schweitzer from IDW Comics. Hi, Khalil.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. Now you work in the marketing department, right?
I do, yeah. I'm the marketing manager at IDW.
Very nice. And how's HasCon going for you?
It's been great for us so far. It's the first year we've been out here, but we were having a great time.
Yeah. Nice. Now, I like IDW Comics because some of my favorite titles include Atomic Robo and Star Trek. I collect those titles. But today we're at HasCon, so we want to focus on all the titles that IDW has, focusing on Hasbro products. So give us some of the titles that IDW is putting out.
We do a lot of Hasbro books, from G.I. Joe to Transformers, ROM, Micronauts, Mask, a lot of sort of classic 80s properties. But on top of that, we also do My Little Pony and Gem, stuff that's more all ages centric. We just recently launched Clue, which is based on the board game, but it's sort of our own spin on it. So we do a lot of Hasbro books.
Yeah. Nice. Now, you don't do any Dungeons and Dragons, do you?
We actually do Dungeons & Dragons and Magic the Gathering as well.
There we go. See, I'm glad I asked that question. Now, do you read any of these books yourself? And if you do you have any favorites?
I mean, it's tough to have a favorite, but I sort of have to keep reading and stay up with everything, just so that way I can talk about it with stuff like this. So right now I'm really liking the ROM series. Christos Gage and Chris Ryle, we're working on that one together, and we just launched a new series called First Strike, which is a crossover series that sort of brings together all of those characters. We've been giving out free copies of that all weekend, and people seem pretty excited, so it's exciting.
Cool. Can you talk a little bit about G.I. Joe?
Yeah, absolutely. Our G.I. Joe series is written by a guy named Aubrey Sitterson, and we've got some amazing art teams on that book. It's a really unique, different take on sort of your classic G.I. Joe, but at the same time we have Larry Hama working on Real American Hero, which is always exciting, always a blast. We love G.I. Joe at IDW.
Yeah. Now, I'm from the generation that grew up with G.I. Joe in the 60s and 70s. So my favorite G.I. Joe era was the Adventure Team.
Sure.
Now, is there any chance we can get like a one-shot or a miniseries based on Adventure Team?
You know, we've actually teased them a little bit in some of the build-up to First Strike.
Yeah, I collected that.
There you go. So, you know, we're sort of testing the waters. We'll see what comes of it. You know, we'd love to do as much as we can, but for the time being, I can't really say too much, but keep an eye out.
All right, that would be awesome. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, let's see what's going on at HasCon.
fourth season yet, that they're going to put it to hiatus. I learned later, I think it was something to do with a film company wanted to make a film of Doctor Who, and so part of the deal was that it wouldn't be being made by the BBC at the same time, so they were putting it into hiatus, the film would be made, and then they'd come back and carry on. But they forgot to carry on, and they didn't even make the film. And it's suddenly remembered 9 years later, when they brought back Paul McGann, or they brought in Paul McGann, and I, finished my Doctor Who career, but didn't. Because in between times, and all the time, I've been making Big Finish audio Doctor Who's. And, originally we pirated them ourselves. we made videos and we called them the Professor and the Dominie and various other things, but it was Doctor Who. We stole Doctor Who. Well, the BBC chucked it out with the baby and the bathwater, so we grabbed it and ran with it for a while. And then eventually, it was all fans-based, kind of enthusiasm that we responded to. And then it gradually became more professional, and Big Finish was born, and I think we're going to, 20 years, I think, someone said, celebration this year, I think, something like that. Wow, I've never stopped being Doctor Who, and I'm delighted. So, yes, another hand I saw. Yeah, there's one. Excuse me.
What was your favorite moment while filming Doctor Who?
My favorite moment? Oh gosh, I've had lots of favorite moments. I'll give you a memorable moment, which in a way might be considered one of my favorite moments. We were filming in the deserts of Dorset. Dorset is a county in the south of England on the English Channel, and it's got its own micro weather. It's kind of quite pleasant weather, but it's not really a desert place. But they've got this huge sand pit. It's miles by miles, and the BBC have used it, other kind of film companies, as a kind of a desert type thing. So we were filming Survival, which was set on a deserty planet some of the time, and we also had a heat wave. It was over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So it was incredibly hot. It was out in the desert, and there were all these cat people in this story, and they all had to wear fuzzy fur, skin, really uncomfortable, and makeup, and whiskers and ears and teeth, and all that kind of stuff. There was no shade. The BBC didn't give us any shade. I was lucky. I had an umbrella, and I put it down. The hell with the cat people, they can go in there. Anyway, so they were suffering from heat. One of them completely freaked out, and she stripped off her costume and was last seen running over a sand dune. The only thing was she forgot she was only wearing a thong. So for some reason that one sticks in my mind. Oh, that's just good. It's like you're going to come here and be comfortable. Have we seen it, or I just natter away? No, I'm going to wake you all up. Where are you? Well, there you are, you follow along. Actually, it would have been easier to go that way. Thank you. Oh, hello. How are you? Well, you love it. So, I can't get you as a big beastie here. Hi, big beastie, you're a funny wee dog. That was Doctor Who number, what's it? Peter Capaldi? What number is he now? 12.
So, my question is, how do you feel about the more recent Doctors? Like, do you...
I hate every one of them. Yes, I wish it was back to the way it was a long time ago, because I'd be in it. No, the thing is that I was delighted when they brought it back, because I always felt a sense of guilt. It finished. I was the last one who did the television series. Paul McGann came along to try and save it, but didn't manage. That didn't work. So, but I always felt, and so when I heard it coming back, I was so delighted, having no idea how amazing it would be, in television terms. Because television at the time, just before it came back, had moved over to reality television. Everything was reality television. Drama was kind of dying, and on the independent television station, ITV, they were kind of cutting the drama department down. No more drama, everyone wants reality TV. And the BBC were also going a bit that way as well. And it was really tragic. And it was also for actors, you know, that's how we earn a living. And suddenly Doctor Who came. And it blew reality television out of the water. It just kind of blew it away. It was miraculous. No one thought. I mean, it really was. Suddenly, it was, you know, the top rating program. Everybody was watching it in Britain. And suddenly, all the other companies went, oh my God, we've got to start doing drama again. And that's what happened. It's not only saved Doctor Who, it saved drama. I mean, there would have been some drama on television, but it brought it back, the enthusiasm, and it kind of held back the tide of reality television, which was, you know, one of its other magical things. So absolutely delighted it came back, and Christopher Eccleston was terrific. And I loved the idea that he had you know, kind of an accent. You know, it's all like that, you know, got an relationship like, you know, I just go down to the roller sit on, you know, and then I'll go out to me, TARDIS and go. And then it's like the gallery, you know, with a wee pipe inside me and all that kind of stuff. But no, that was brilliant that it was a regional accent and not the BBC English, wasn't it? Hello, I'm Doctor, and hello. Yes, everybody speaks like that. Someone said to me, you know, why is it every planet the Doctor goes to, everyone speaks like, yeah, posh like that. Hello. Yes, I'm the monster of this planet. BBC. And other people say to me, why is it every planet you go to, that it's always raining? Well, we film it in England, you know.
So we are here with Bob Thurmond, otherwise known as Dr. Pinball, which is a really catchy name, and he has graciously offered to spend a couple of minutes with us at Pintastic 2017. Bob, or Dr. Pinball I should call you, how you doing?
Yeah, well, thank you, Calvin. I'm doing very well, thank you. And this certainly is, for the third consecutive year, an excellent show, rivaling some of the best around the country that I have been to. They are being congratulated, the organizers of Pintastic New England. And it's always a lot of fun coming to one major show like this.
So now you were talking about, you go to, like, I assume you're talking about Pinball Expo in Chicago, the stuff down in Pennsylvania. So what makes Pintastic different from those shows, and what makes it fun for you to attend?
Well, one of the, at least for me personally, one of the important differences is that it's within fairly easy driving distance of New York City, where I am based. With no traffic, only 4 hours to get up here. Chicago, of course, it's a little more extensive, being over 800 miles, which I do drive several times over the years. It's a lot of fun, as I said, very well organized, and they're basically working with a very excellent facility here that is able to accommodate a good number of machines, such as Expo.
So you are otherwise known as Dr. Pinball, so why are you known as Dr. Pinball?
Well, I admit that the title of Dr. Pinball has been used by a few other fellow repair tech guys over the years, so you might say I kind of took it from them. But in a sense, it reflects my many years' experience in repairing pinball machines over the years. Just to clarify an earlier question you asked me, Calvin, I do basically mechanical restoration, that is mechanical repairs, adjustments, things that actually make the machine work. If you're talking about restoration in the cosmetic sense, whether it be, say, the cabinet artwork, the picture back glass where the score wheels are, that type of restoration is obviously very different, and you might say I'm kind of a little bit of a fuddy-duddy in those areas, in that anything that I do in those areas probably would not turn out too well. So thankfully there are some excellent high-quality guys in the country, including in the Northeast, who handle that type of restoration and basically can do excellent quality work to restore a game to what we call a brand new factory-looking condition.
Which is really cool. So do you specialize in like older pinballs, like the electrical and mechanical stuff, or can you handle like all sorts of different things? What do you do?
Well, precisely. I began in my teens, back in the mid-70s, to learn to repair what we call the electromechanical technology games, the quote-unquote older pinballs. That is, pinballs that were manufactured after World War II and up until about 1980, for those of you that may not be familiar with the change of technology of pinballs over the years. Around 1979, the changeover to solid-state digital technology took place. I do handle repairs on certain types of those games. It basically depends on what kind of problem it has, what game it is, who made it, nature of the problem, and basically the extent of the repairs and restoration to fix it are needed. But EMs, as we affectionately refer to electromechanicals in the business, literally are my specialty and have been for now over 40 years. Can you believe it? Since the 70s, it's now been over 40 years I've been involved in this industry. And needless to say, it's been quite a ride, and hopefully for quite a long time to come.
Now, do you have a website, or if somebody who happens to have like a EM machine or another machine that they need to have fixed, that they can contact you with?
Well, believe it or not, I don't have a direct website, to be honest with you, but you will find me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and so on. You know, just type in pinball, Dr. Pinball Bob Thurman, and no doubt you'll find me very soon. Or type in the area where I'm located in, that's New York, Long Island, New York, and so on. And you'll definitely find me there. And of course, I do have email addresses. However, I still prefer a simple old-fashioned phone call. 516-FLIPPER, F-L-I-P-P-E-R. I'm very happy to have been able to keep that phone number since 1999. There was a lot of luck involved in getting it. So 516-FLIPPER or 354-7737. I still prefer that because when a person calls me with a game they want repaired, I need to ask them certain questions. What game is it? Nature of repair, and so on. What's happening? What's wrong with it? Once I get the questions answered, I can then determine the course of action needed to help that person. Or, in fact, I'm not afraid to refer that person to someone else who may be more qualified if I feel it's something, as they say, out of my league.
Well, Bob, thank you, or Dr. Pinball, I should say, thank you very much for taking a few time to speak with us at Sci-Fi Journal. Enjoy the rest of your time at Pintastic. It's always nice talking to you.
And Calvin, I thank you again for the opportunity to, as they say, spread the word and basically, as they say, keep the balls rolling. Pinball is a very unique form of entertainment, and I especially encourage young people to, take just a few moments away from that mobile device of yours and play an actual pinball machine. It is a very unique form of entertainment, a self-involvement entertainment, and it really does help to coordinate, or I should say, help you to develop your hand-eye coordination if you give it a little bit of time. And any questions about the game or the history or the industry, I'm certainly one of the men to call and help you out. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's wrap up HasCon 2017, Hasbro, first ever Hasbro convention at the convention center. What'd you think?
I thought it was great. It was really nostalgic seeing all the old G.I. Joe figures in the case and seeing some of the Star Wars things. It was just fabulous, and I also had a chance to meet Tyler Jacobson, an artist for Magic the Gathering. Yeah. So that was fun.
Okay. It was great seeing, so many families, bringing their kids, having fun, getting face painted, playing with all the toys. If my kids were little, I would have brought them. So maybe next year, even though they're in their 20s,
Calvin, what'd you think?
I was very impressed. The fact that almost, if not all of Hasbro's gaming and all of their toy lines, whatever you want to call it, represented, whether it's girls, whether it's boys, whether it's adult games. It was a little bit of something for everyone. Everything was interactive. You could see little like Nerf battles going on, or there were people playing some of the latest like Hasbro themed video games. They had stuff for like the hardcore fan, stuff for the casual fan, and very, very family orientated. I really hope there's going to be a HasCon 2018. I will come back.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I like the idea that there were a lot of different freebies. I got a ton of Play-Doh for my kids at school, so that was pretty good. And they introduced some new games, some new Magic the Gathering games, a new Transformer game that you can play on your computer. So overall, it was a lot of fun. Hasbro was really nice. I like the idea that it was family friendly. Everything was carpeted. The kids were nice and safe. There were lots of help. If you had a question about anything, you can go up to anybody with a blue T-shirt with HasCon, and they would help you out. So Hasbro, nice job. Congratulations. All right, if you want to get in touch with us, our website is RISFC. Try again. www.risfc.org. And we also have Facebook pages and Twitter feeds, so check those out as well. Okay, any shout-outs or last-minute things from anybody? No. All right, that's going to be it from HasCon 2017. Thank you very much for watching this October show. We'll see you next month.